What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another topic of today with me, Cassey, man. Yeah, so today's topic is HIV and AIDS, right? But don't mind the vest or the tank top. I was exercising, you know. So yeah, so yeah. Usually when I speak about certain things, just to clear it out, um, that I always like make sure that I have knowledge as to what I'm talking about. I don't just come onto the camera and advise you or tell you these things just because I think like it might be the right thing. Most of the time, when I speak about these things, you best believe I have enough knowledge as to what I'm talking about. And when I use general knowledge, sometimes believe that it's most of the time it's accurate. I don't just speak things when I don't know what am I talking about, you know. I always speak something that I know. You get me? So yeah, man. HIV and AIDS is yo. Let's get things clear on one thing. HIV is something. AIDS is another. It's not the same thing, guys. Right? It's not. It's not. Just to be clear, I'm not a health practitioner. I'm not a doctor or whatnot. I'm just telling you what I gathered or what I know. HIV is something else. AIDS is another. HIV is is a disease that you can control, right? You can control it. You can live a long time with it, no problem, as long you use your medication. And also, you need to make sure that your CD4 count. The more you drink your medication properly, the more your CD4 count gets higher and higher, and it's better, right? Where you can live your life like a normal person would. You will, like, even if you are outside, people will never know whether you're HIV positive or not, right? So they live their life like a normal person would. You just don't know that they're HIV positive. And from what I've heard is that, or from what I've gathered, not from what I've heard, the information that I gathered, right? There's a certain point where if your CD4 count reaches, it becomes a point where uh, the medication that you use uh, kills the disease to a point, or yeah, it sort of reduces the disease to a point where even if they even if the doctor check your blood, um, because you usually need to go to a checkup like every couple of months or so, you know. So if they take your blood every time, there's a point where uh, if you take your medication regularly, there's a point where the computer itself sometimes cannot actually find the the virus itself. If a person has reached that point, you best believe like they're good. It's hard for them to, they cannot infect someone else because it cannot be seen. That's how, if someone reaches that point, that means they've taken care of themselves very well. So they can have unprotected sex, they can have children and not infect their partner or the kids, right? Yeah. And then if you don't drink your medication, that HIV, your CD4 count drops to a certain point where the HIV becomes stronger. So it builds more and more viruses, and it becomes more and more and more. It weakens your immune system, and then it that virus, which is the HIV, reaches. It's like sort of. It's like it's transforming. You get me? So it transforms into AIDS, which is a totally different disease now. It's like it upgraded itself to something else. So once it reaches the AIDS point, now it becomes a whole different disease. Now AIDS is more or less like just seeing someone having, like, is literally like someone having multiple diseases at once. It's like you have TB, you have cancer, you have HIV, you have flu, you have everything you can possibly think of in one virus. So no matter how much you try and drink medication, at that point the medication doesn't help. You literally see the person dying every day. Their body weakens every day. Even if they eat, they just vomit those food. They vomit blood. They they're it's like they have a lot of cancers at once, plus TB and everything. The body just breaks down. At this point, there's nothing more you can do. Is just see the person literally dying slowly in front of you. So it it could be a painful process just watching someone you love or someone you know dying in front of you when you can't do anything about it. You just need to wait for that day where they take their last breath, and then they, you know. So people who have HIV, they actually need to drink their medication every time. They need to exercise, everything. So they can live a normal life just like everybody else. They can live long years, longer than some people who don't even have that thing. Some people some people can get TB only. Some people can get what you call this diabetes. Diabetes one is one of the most deadliest, like the most deadliest diseases, guys. Because I, I don't know if I should call it a disease, but it's one of the deadliest one. Like eating too much oil or too much fat or whatever you want to call it, that will cause you to have diabetes. It's like if you have that thing, you can die at any given point, guys. You can literally die at any given point. So always take care of your health. Don't eat too much oily food. Don't eat too much sugary or salty food. You just need to have a well balanced diet. And if you do eat those things, at least make sure you exercise to decrease those what you call this, those body fats and all those calories. Make sure you exercise and all that. I'm sure someone will be like, bro, you sound like a like a, what you call this, a what you call a health coach or nutritionist or a gym coach. This is just something that I know. All right, I've done my research and all that. Plus, I also like to exercise. I enjoy exercising, guys. I enjoy. So yeah, man. Hope you guys gain something out of this. Hope you guys stop this stop this stereotype of the stereotype mindset of if someone has HIV or they're going to die or they're going to kill you. Don't worry. As long they don't have a cut somewhere and you don't have a cut, so like if they touch you with that open wound and you have an open wound, there's a high chance you're actually going to get it yourself, depending on where that person's CD4 count lies. So yeah, but just in general, let me not say if they, just in general, don't help someone when you have an open cut and they have an open cut too. Don't do that. Don't do that. At least make sure that you don't have any open wounds if you want to help someone, okay? To prevent yourself from getting infected by their blood, and then you get a disease that you don't know. Sometimes people who have HIV didn't get it from someone who had HIV. It's just that the infections and all that, you guys know. So yeah, man. And also this thing of let me speak more about this thing of this blessed thing, right? Since my girl actually did tell me about that. I know I mentioned my girl a lot, bro. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just telling you something that I know, right? And I have actually done my research about this thing when she told me about these these girls doing this, these bless C and these blessers, or what the rest of the world considers as sugar daddies or sugar babies. We don't call them that. We call them blessers and blessees. I don't know what the hell that came from, but these blessers, since some of them, they use dark magic to they use they use dark magic. Mind the dogs. I'm talking to you right now. They use dark magic to gain wealth, right? So so what you call this? So they need to sleep with multiple women. This is something that I have gathered from people who have witnessed those things. I've I've done my research. I've searched. I've checked videos of people who've been through those situations. So yeah, sorry about the dogs, guys. Sorry, but let's just continue. So yeah, so they need to sleep with multiple women. They cannot sleep with one girl. After sleeping with that person, they need to go to the next one to to feed their cult spirit or something like that. But I'll speak more into it on some other video. This is not about that. So yeah, some of these girls who sleep with these blessers, they end up having that HIV thing because that guy sleeps with multiple different women, right? So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified about the next video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cassey, all love, man.